Yo, I am taking a break from the Skylark, which I've been doing work too. I'm recording, but we got us a hurricane. Sorry, we got us a hurricane coming through Texas. I'm 4 hours from the coast, so all I'm gonna get is rain. But today it's been on and off, like raining, not raining. So I just decided to cover up the car, and tomorrow is supposed to be the all-day rain, so I won't be back to it till Tuesday. Today is Sunday. It rained randomly earlier, and so I just decided, just cover it up, leave it alone, mess with it whenever I know for sure it's not going to rain. But we are still messing with the Cuda, but we've made much progress. So I got alignment pretty much dialed in on my own. I actually wasn't planning on doing all this in the video, but might as well do a mini update while I'm at it. I got these things from Amazon. Whoa. That you put on the wheel. You've probably seen it if you haven't. It bolts on to the lug nuts with those two holes, and then that hole, then that hole. You take that tape measure and you run it to the other one that's bolted to the other wheel, or you take the wheels off and you bolt this to the disc brake, the lug nuts on the disc, and then that's how you set your toe. But I have the toe pretty much dialed in, and I also got this bad boy to do the caster camber. It's a bubble gauge. It's a bubble gauge that also, it's got a magnet, so you stick it to the wheel like that, and you do something with this knob back here. And there's a bubble. There's a bubble that's supposed to do all that. So we'll see if that actually works, because I don't think it will. I'd be very surprised. This didn't come with any destruction. Oh, it did. Never mind. Sorry. I'll have to read those and try and figure that out. But I'm pretty sure I have caster camber and all that pretty much dialed in. The steering issue, I'm pretty sure I figured it out. So I was just like, the steering is something in the column, something binding, something sticking. And I found that the coupler is rubbing up against the header every time I turn. So you can see all the wear marks, which is because the gearbox is shorter than the factory one. So where I dented this before, it's not dented anymore. So this has been rubbing and catching when I try to turn. So I got that figured out. Hopefully that completely fixes the issue. No, I'm talking to the video.
You have a YouTube channel?
No. I'm just
make videos to remember it.
Yeah, I'm just recording so I remember. But we got us a new ECU. Here's the old one. A little bit of corrosion, but not bad. It's also from me spraying it with a water hose. Here's the new one. It is exactly like this one, but this one is actually set up for this engine. So this one I got way back when I first did the car. I thought I was going to get a 5.3, and I ended up not getting a 5.3. I got a 4.8, and this still ran it with no issues. So if you're wondering if you can run a 5.3 on a 4.8 computer or a 4.8 on a 5.3 computer, you 100% can, because I did it for over 2 years. Now you're thinking, well, that's probably why it was running rich. No, it didn't start running rich until about 6 months ago. Is he gone? No, he's not gone. I started running rich about 6 months ago, and the issue I just found out was just a bad mass airflow sensor. So if you're ever running rich and you don't have a scanner, one, obviously it could be your O2 sensors, which 9 times out of 10 it usually is. But unplug your mass airflow sensor, and if it runs better, then you know the mass airflow sensor is the issue. It could be a trillion things. It could be the mass airflow sensor, it could be the map sensor, it could be the water temp sensor, it could be the O2 pressure sensor, it could be your fuel pump. So just things to check if you don't have a code reader. But I'd start with the mass airflow, unplug that, and see how it runs. I actually ran it a day without the mass airflow plugged in, and I didn't have any bogging down issues like I did before. And then I got my other Amazon. I got a new Amazon mass airflow sensor plugged in. It's been running perfect. No more power steering leaks, which is nice.
Is that what makes the engine run?
The kind of, sort of. It's the belt that makes that thing work.
So whenever the circle spins, that runs?
Yep. That's how it works. It's that simple. But this is, so I get all my ECUs from eBay. I can't give you a specific seller because, well, I might have gotten this one from this guy, but I'm not 100% sure. I get all of them. Anyone you see me do on the channel that are Gen 3, I get them all off of eBay. This is the guy I got it from, and I give him a list of, oh, is he leaving? No, he's not. Dang it. Give him a list. So delete the VATs, fans enabled, don't use it. Cat delete, yep, sure. Cat over temp delete, sure, whatever that is. Disable rear O2s, yep. Basically it does all the stuff for it to run on a swap. But it gets a little more specific down here. I told him my rear gear and the height of my tire, and it's actually set up for a 4.8 now. So I'm gonna plug it in, and I don't think I'm really gonna tell much of a difference from this 4.8 ECU from that 5.3 ECU. I'm hoping on my digital gauges that my speedometer isn't 10 miles an hour off anymore, but my luck, I wouldn't be surprised. I really probably won't see much of a change other than maybe fuel mileage. I'm hoping this really helps my fuel mileage, because it's not as good as it should be. But I also do a lot of stop and go driving, so that doesn't help either. I also told him, so this is an LS1 intake with the factory LS1 injectors. Is it gone? Is it gone? Nope. Factory LS1 injectors. They are 26 pound an hour injectors, as where the factory truck intake is 18 or 21, something like that. You'll have to Google it. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's less. So I asked him to set this ECU up for those injectors. He didn't say he couldn't, but he said it would be best if I put the factory truck intake back on it. So I don't know if that means he did it or he didn't do it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't do it. But let me bolt this back on, grab my gauges, and then see what's going on there. All right, ECU is in. Would you believe me if I told you there's only one bolt holding that whole thing in? Would you believe me? Well, you have to, because you just saw it. Don't worry, it's fine. It's not going anywhere. I kind of can't wait until the day I just revamp everything, because how you've seen the Cuda in all the videos, that's just been me cobbling it together. You probably haven't seen the transmission tunnel, which is probably a good thing, but I want to pull the engine transmission out, do the redo the trans tunnel, just redo different motor mounts. I just redo everything. But for now, we just got over the coilover setup, and that wasn't fun. obviously, because I had to make 8,000 videos on just, oh, let's go. All right. Had to make 8,000 videos on just doing coilover stuff and then fixing power steering stuff, and then just one debacle after another. Now, if you ask me, oh, where's the gauge setup? Where's that from? Well, go look at my video, go back in my videos and go to cheap LS swap gauges, and it'll show you, and you'll see what to buy and whatnot. So we got my dashboard. No, it redid it. Oh. This will delete all of the SRs and load. No. It's a whole new ECU, so it redid my dashboards. Oh, brother. Okay, give me a second. Okay. I had to do a little dashboard. So I got, I believe this is air fuel ratio. It's kind of those blobs of white, or that blob of white right there is cut off. It's supposed to be fuel / air command equivalent ratio. So I believe that means air fuel ratio in non-acoustic terms. So I just got that on there just to see. The one thing I learned with this app setup is that this default fuel rate sensor, when it comes automatically on that dashboard, like you just saw where it had its own standard dashboard when it comes on, I've learned that this is the only time this works. So if I was to delete this and make it look like these gauges, it doesn't work. I've tried it many times. So I'm gonna leave that there just so I see the fuel rate. I have a fuel pressure gauge on the rail now, so it really doesn't matter. But it's something you can see while you're driving, so you know if you start having issues with your pedal bogging or whatever's going on, you can watch your fuel rate and see if it's going down or going up. But let's try that. Let's try that again. Let's try to start this up and see what it does. Oh, I gotta connect it. Okay. There we go. It's definitely running smoother. I can feel it just sitting here running smoother. Let's put it in gear. So the idle is a little high because on the throttle blade screw, when I put this intake on, I turn the throttle blade screw up, so it's got the throttle blade open a little bit more, so it's getting more air. So that's what it should be, idling around like 600-ish, 550. Since it's, well, actually since it's stock, it should be around it should be between 500 550. So it's idling high, but I purposely did that so it idles a little higher. Let's put in neutral. That's idle and drive. See, some of these gauges don't work. Yeah, see, that gauge isn't gonna work. Maybe if I change the display type? Nope, still not working. Fuel air commanded equivalence ratio. It's too many big words. Let's get that out of here. I don't like that. So this isn't my typical setup, but this is just the main stuff. Let's see if I could add a gauge. So let's add check engine light. Intake, manifold, absolute pressure. Absolutely not. IAT, we can add that one. See what that's saying. Let's do one. Nothing. Oh, there we go. So 86 degrees on the intake air temperature. This is in drive too, so let's put it in park. I mean, legitness. I'm really not gonna know until I drive it. Haven't decided if I'm gonna drive it in the rain tomorrow or not. No, let's dismiss. I want to add. So it has the option to. I'm not 100% sure. Let's do total fuel economy. I haven't used this one yet, so I want to see. I want to see if that gauge works. This fuel rate gauge, I'm gonna get rid of. I might leave it. I might leave it just a little bit. Side location. You gotta make this the width of your mom. So, well, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say that? Where'd you go? Size and location. Let's do 50. No. What's your mom in feet? About 75. See what that looks like. No, we're good. It didn't do nothing. Oh, it did. So let's do 75 here. Oh, that. Okay. I'm sorry. Wrong mom. Your other mom. 100 feet in width. Let's do 100 in height. There. Oh, whoa. That's a big girl right there. We don't need her that big. Takes up the whole screen. Just like your mom. So let's do 60. Oh, that's better. Put you over here. And then, what was it? 160? Whoa, not 560. That's a big one. That'll work. I'm gonna have to redo all this, but you just saw me kind of do it. So if you're like, how do you use it? Well, there you go. You just saw. I'm gonna keep my gauge set up like that for now. Probably won't even get to drive the car tomorrow, so I'm really not gonna see anything until Tuesday. But I need to, well, off camera, I need to fix that. You can see where it's rubbing right there. And then you can see the witness mark. I'm hoping, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I hope that fixes the hard steering, because it actually was pretty dangerous the other day. I went to turn the steering wheel to turn. I was turning somewhere. I was turning onto a road where there was a car waiting for me to turn so that they could turn out. And I almost literally couldn't turn the steering wheel because it physically wouldn't move. And that right there, I was like, yeah, this has nothing to do with any of the steering stuff underneath. It's 100% had to be somewhere within the steering column, steering shaft. But knocked that out. But yeah, this one was just about, some tips. Well, changing the ECU on the Cuda, see how it works. Some, if you got running rich tips, take care of your exhaust leaks. Pulling your spark, just like the old school days, pulling your spark plugs will tell you a lot. I pulled the spark plugs previously, like I told y'all, and they weren't fouled. They were just heavy with gas. The actual gas was on the plugs, on the threads. So, I mean, that's what it was. So, funny enough, I'm just saying, You guys see me use a lot of Amazon parts, and the internet will tell you that, oh, Chinese this, Chinese that. Well, let me break it down for you. That mass airflow sensor that went bad, I had that in this swap from the very beginning, so 2.5 years ago. That bad boy lasted 2.5 years, and it was like $25 when I bought it. Those O2 sensors are from Amazon also. They're sort of expensive, but they're Amazon parts. Trying to think of what else. The only things you can't really Amazon cheap out on is the map sensor, and if you're running drive-by cable, your IAC and your TPS, you want those to be AC Delco, which that's why that's all nice and shiny. All your sensors, so IAC, TPS. Somebody lighting off fireworks? It's America. It's July 6th, people, or somebody getting shot. Oh, no, that's fireworks. Oh, bust down. MLK Boulevard. Is that it? Is it over? Okay. Anyways, sorry. I'm a weirdo. Sensors, all AC Delco. Crank sensor, especially the crank sensor. For a short period of time, I was the king of bad crank sensors. Crank sensor, cam sensor, map sensor, IAC, TPS, all those AC Delco. They're expensive, but trust me, I only tell you guys what I have actual experience with, and I have actual experience with every single one of those sensors. And I promise you, you want the AC Delco ones because those are your best bet of them being good out of the box. Even those sometimes will be 50-50 out of the box, but your chances of those sensors being good out of the box are very good if they're AC Delco, because what you don't want to run into is you're going to get your swap in, you're going to get it wired up, you're going to get it done, and you're going to be like, okay, first test fire after getting your butt whooped doing the swap, and it's not going to start. And you're just gonna want to run it off a cliff, just like I wanted to with this the other day with the whole steering and coilover stuff. But AC Delco up front, or leave the original sensors in it first. Don't say, okay, I got this used engine, I'm just gonna replace all the sensors while it's out. No, because if they're the factory sensors, those are the best sensors you're gonna get. So don't go just replacing sensors just because. If there's actually something wrong with it, there you go. But if you have no clue or there is an issue, absolutely leave it alone, which is my whole motto of, keep it simple. But that is it. I appreciate you watching. Oh, we're all staring into the sun. I appreciate you watching. I was thinking about hats. What do you guys think of? Hold on. Let me grab one. So, a friend of mine that has...
Does this still run okay? Yeah, I think it actually can. Okay, honest truth, I forgot that I had to stop
You got a
the
problem?
timer until you initiated your first number.
Investor is looking at me crazy. So, I got a buddy named Dale Schwartz, the son of Schwartz Performance, but I'm not trying to say that's, just not trying to knock him nothing. He has his own store, ProTouringStore.com. ProTouringStore.com. He actually gets me some parts every now and then because he can get parts cheaper. He can get good quality parts cheaper than retail. But he has these trucker hats that he sent me one. And I've never been a trucker hat guy. I've always liked fitted baseball caps. That's all I've ever worn. And I tried this hat on, and I was like, oh boy. And I've been wearing it ever since. So, I want to make some hats like this. We got all black. I could do all black, black back, black front, or I could do the gray and black, or they have like black front, white back, or gray black. It's just, there's a bunch of different varieties. I think I'm going to play it safe, and I'm just going to do all black with my logo on the side like that. Because I have ideas for shirts, but I can't do 3 sets of shirts at once because each batch is $400. So I don't have $800 to just try 2 different style shirts. So I was thinking hats. I mean, I think most of y'all wear hats, maybe. I don't know. I wear hats a lot. I do a lot of outside stuff, and it's just part of my wardrobe in general. But let me know what you think. I appreciate you watching. I will put the link to the exact ECM I bought in the description, but that most likely won't be for your setup. So just click on that link, and that'll take you to the eBay seller, and then you can go through his listings, or you can just message him directly. All my stuff is all Gen 3, so if you're looking for Gen 4, shoot him a message. He might sell them, set up for swaps. I have no idea. All my stuff is Gen 3, so anytime you see me messing with LS stuff, it's all Gen 3. But I appreciate you watching. Go build some. Well, like, subscribe, comment, and then go build some. Sorry, they were riding around, but appreciate you watching. Go do this stuff.